Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about speed in karate. Speed in karate is really important. Probably one of the most important things in karate. Because if you're not speedy enough, if you're all slow, then you can't really fight. On the other hand, if you're all quick and speedy, your opponent really wouldn't know if the attacks are touching him or not. He wouldn't see the punches and all that. So speed is really important. If your opponent can't block it, then you win. So in this video, that's what it is about, speed and how to get speedier. So let's get started. Okay, so now speed. Speed is, in karate, it's defined as the speed within each move, the start time and the end time of the move. It's not really the transition between each move, you're here, and it's not the transition of going into another move. It's not that. Speed is within each move. And what you want to make sure to be speedy is make sure your shoulder, your chest, and your collarbone are all they're all relaxed before you make a move. Because if they're all tense, it's going to be really hard to make your technique quick. If you think about it, most of your techniques, they use your shoulder. A punch, a regular punch, if you put your hand on your shoulder, it vibrates, it moves. So the punch uses part of the shoulder as well. The upper block, the chest block, and the down block, they all kind of use the shoulder too. So if the shoulder is tense, then it's going to be really hard to execute everything quickly because it's going to be it's going to feel heavy. It's not going to exactly feel light. But if it's relaxed, if everything's relaxed, then it's going to feel light. And also make sure that when you finish a technique, your stance, everything below is tense right when you finish, but only for a split second. That way you have command. For example, this part under your armpit and your stance, they have to be tense. But only for a split second. After that split second, you immediately relax by breathing in. So, by breathing in, you immediately relax. But if you exhale, you tense up. So every time you start making a move, you gotta inhale. Every time you just finish a move, you gotta exhale. And also make sure that you're synchronized when you're doing these techniques. Also, don't anticipate moves because if you anticipate them, first of all, the form will most likely be off. Second of all, speed. The speed, it's going to be kind of slower. For example, let's say you go into a back stance, knife hand. If you actually do it, you kind of, you know what you're going to do. You're going to do a knife hand in the back stance. So most likely you're going to move the foot that is going to be your back leg. You're going to move it 90 degrees before you finish your technique. So that way it's going to be when you finish your technique, it's not actually going to be 90 degrees. It's going to be a bit more than 90 degrees out to the side. So you just gotta not anticipate your move. Just go in, pretend you don't even know anything until the last second, and then you fully execute your technique. Not until the last second. Then you remember what you're going to do. And also when you go in, then make sure, so this is the pattern. Make sure you are relaxed, shoulder, chest, collarbone, and make sure you inhale, and then when you make your move, you exhale, and then tense up, like not really tense up, but like the part under your armpit and your stance, so it's stronger. And then you inhale again, so you're more relaxed. And also, the two types of like speediness you want to aim for and alternate between is like a medium speed and a full speed. The medium speed, it's gonna be emphasizing like how you go from one to another. Like you got, with a medium speed, you gotta try to think of the parts where you tense up and the parts where you don't tense up. Your breathing, like your inhale and exhale, and also like when you finish, did you like anticipate the move before, or did you not anticipate it? If you didn't anticipate it, then that means you're okay. So that is what medium speed trains. For full speed, it mainly trains like how to do it when you're under pressure. Like when you're doing full speed, you kind of, sometimes people will like mess up. They're gonna be doing something completely off because they're thinking, I gotta do full speed. But when you're doing full speed, the correct way is keeping the same form while doing your full speed. But it's going to be hard because you're under pressure. But try not to abandon those ideas when you're doing full speed. So now, let's say we're going to go into a knife hand. Number one, make sure your shoulders, your chest, and your collarbone are relaxed. And then breathe in, and then out when you finish your technique. Make sure you didn't anticipate your move. And at this very last second, make sure you're tense under the armpit and your stance. And then you breathe in, and then out when you make your next move. Make sure everything here is tense, and then breathe in. Make sure the shoulder, your chest, and your collarbone are not tense, and then you breathe out when you finish your move. So now I'm going to do the knife hand 3 times, and I'm going to try to keep all of those in mind, like I said earlier. Now, also, if you're tense, if you like your chest, your shoulder, and your collarbone are all tense, then you might lose your balance. When like someone could push you on the shoulder if you're tense, and then you'll just topple. And that'll be it for the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss our